Wash me over again. Wash me over again in your precious blood. Wash me over again.
What are you adjusting to that's killing you? What are you making excuses for that's taking your life? The Lord told me, he said, Kevin, some people's coping mechanisms are killing them. So what do you mean? He said, whatever they run to when they're in distress ain't giving them relief. It's just bringing them deeper and deeper into the clutches of destruction. Here's what I found. That my strongest Pharaoh ain't my enemy. My strongest Pharaoh is inner me. There are some things that we've entered into some contracts with. For fear that if we say, I'm reclaiming my time, I'm reclaiming my life, I'm reclaiming my peace, I'm reclaiming my joy, I'm reclaiming who I was before this. Because we're afraid to confront. God said we're afraid to be free. Some of y'all, you're going to have to fast. I mean, for real. You have to shut everything down, shut everybody off. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, some of y'all are going to have to do like the prodigal son. You have to come to yourself, get up, and go back to your father. And bypass the person who hired you to join into their misery. Why do we think, I'm talking about two of y'all, who are being beat up because you made a decision to save your own life, and now somebody has said to you, well, you did it the wrong way. At least you could have talked to me first. The prodigal son said, I'm getting up, I'm going home to my daddy. And he made it home. He didn't give his employer a 2-week notice. Because he really wasn't employing him. He was using him and destroying him. God said, you hired yourself out. You fired yourself out. God is going to take some of y'all back to the very beginning. Because the enemy has some of y'all feeling bad about where you are. But you weren't the one who pursued it. But you've just been so involved for so long that the lines have been skewed. Because there is a situation where the hunted becomes the hunter. You snort a white substance that, watch it, it starts calling you until you start going to look for it. 20 years. Somebody introduced you to something that 20 years, oh, God have mercy. You had no intentions of trying. You were minding your own business. And now you're doing anything to get it. Yes, Lord. This is going to be painful for some of y'all. Lord, take me back to the beginning because I've been beating up on myself. Take me back to how it all started. Take me back to when I was so strong and tried to avoid until a moment of my weakness allowed me to fall prey to my Pharaoh. God said, forgive yourself. Whoever I'm talking to, forgive yourself. You know the story. You know the narrative. Forgive yourself. If you were the predator, if you were the cause, if you were the initiator, then the Lord said, please apologize. But if not, forgive yourself. I told y'all the reason that Israel was in bondage in the first place was because of how they treated Joseph. But after a while, God said, listen, that's up, that's over, forgive yourself. Listen, don't stay in that. I'm opening the door, you walk out. Because some of y'all, God says, your problem is that you are so guilt-ridden. Your self-esteem is so damaged that you would rather continue to wallow in the consequences of yesterday's forgiven sin than walk into the newness of what God has for you.
Wash me over again. Wash